We make this so much harder than it needs to be. When it comes to taking care of yourself, your health, your habits, it starts to feel like you have to do everything. Eat perfectly, exercise consistently, fix your sleep, lower your stress, stay on track every single day. And the more you think about it, the more overwhelming that it becomes. Welcome to the Bloom and Beyond podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to talk about how to build healthy habits without overcomplicating it, because that's where most people get stuck. Not because they don't care, not because they don't know what to do, but because it feels like too much. And when something feels like too much, you don't start, or you start and it doesn't last. And then it turns into starting over again and again. And I think a lot of that comes from how we've been taught to approach health. It's a very all or nothing. You're either doing it right or you're not doing it at all. You're either on track or you've fallen off. And that mindset makes everything feel heavier than it needs to be. Because now every decision feels like it matters more. Every day feels like it has to be perfect. And that's not realistic, because your life isn't consistent every day. Your energy isn't the same every day. Some days feel easier and some days feel harder. And if your habits only work on your best days, they're not going to last. So instead of trying to build something perfect, you need to build something that works on your real days. And that's where this starts to shift. Because we're building healthy habits is not about doing more. It's actually about doing less, but doing it consistently. And that's a very different approach. Instead of asking yourself, what should I be doing? Start asking, what can I keep doing? What fits into your life right now? What feels simple enough that you won't avoid it? What can you repeat, even on a busy day and even on a low energy day? Because that's what actually builds a habit. Not intensity, not motivation, repetition. And this is where most people go wrong. They try to change everything all at once. They decide that they're going to eat better, exercise more, fix their sleep, drink more water, reduce their stress, all at the same time. And for a few days, maybe even up to a week, it works. But it's not sustainable because it requires too much energy, too much focus, and too much change all at once. So instead of doing that, pick one thing, just one, and make it small, smaller than you think that it should be, because smaller is what makes it doable. Maybe that's a 10-minute walk. And I know I say that a lot, and it might start to sound repetitive, but there's a reason for that, because something as simple as a 10-minute walk does more than people realize. It helps your body process your meals better. It supports your blood sugar. It helps bring your body out of that constant stress response that we've already talked about. It gets you outside, which alone can help your nervous system settle. It gives you a mental break. And it's something that most people can actually fit into their day. So it's not just about the walk. It's about everything that walk is doing for your body. And that's why simple habits matter. Because they work in multiple ways all at the same time. And once that becomes part of your routine, then you can build from there. And this is where it connects to everything that we've been talking about. The movement that we've talked about. The stress, the way your body responds. None of that requires perfection. It requires consistency. And consistency comes from simplicity. Another thing that makes a big difference is removing the pressure to do it perfectly. Because perfection is what makes people stop. You miss a day and it feels like you failed. So you stop. But habits don't work that way. Missing a day doesn't undo anything. Starting over isn't necessary. You just keep going. And that's a much easier way to approach it. And I also want to say this. You don't need more information. Most people already know what they should be doing. That's not the problem. The problem is trying to do too much of it all at once and turning it into something that doesn't really fit into your life. So instead of adding more, simplify what you're already trying to do. Make it easier. Make it shorter. Make it more realistic. Because if it fits your life, you'll keep doing it. And that's what matters. And this also means letting go of the idea that your routine has to look the same every day. Because it won't. Some days you'll do more. Some days you'll do less. Some days will feel easy, and some days it won't feel easy. That's normal. Consistency is not doing the same thing every day. It's continuing to show up in a way that works for you that day. And that's what makes it sustainable. So if you've been feeling like you're stuck, or like you keep starting over, or like you just can't stay consistent, this might be why. Not because you're not doing something, or not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're trying to do too much in a way that doesn't fit your life. So instead of asking, what else should I do? Start asking, what can I simplify? What can I make easier? What can I actually keep doing? Because that's what builds habits. And over time, that's what creates change. Not big dramatic shifts, but small things, done consistently. If this helped you, make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss what's coming next on the Bloom and Beyond podcast, because we're going to keep making this simple and realistic for all of us in midlife.